To me, orchids are the most amazing plants. There are more species of orchids than any other flowering plant on the earth, and they thrive on every continent. And of course, I love the hundreds of different shapes and colours. I'm a bit biased because I've been growing orchids in Sussex for nearly 50 years.
It's a family thing, really, I suppose. You know, it's no different having children.
Now, I've got an invitation to go behind the scenes at Britain's biggest orchid celebration, the Kew Gardens Orchid Festival.
What is an orchid festival?
Kew has an orchid festival every year. We've had one for 25 years. And it's essentially an opportunity for us to celebrate the diversity of the orchid family, which is one of the largest plant families in the world, over 25,000 naturally occurring species. And then we try to theme the festival every year. So this year we do in Indonesia.
Over the next 3 weeks, they're going to turn the Princess of Wales Conservatory into an Indonesian jungle, complete with erupting volcano made from orchids. It's to draw attention to the science and conservation work Kew does in this area, helping to preserve one of the most biodiverse places on the planet. Tucked away at the back of the conservatory, I was chuffed to see an orchid I created.
This plant here is Magum Down. This is a plant I bred well over 20 years ago now.
I've bred tens of thousands of orchids, but I can easily spot mine. It's a bit like finding one of your children in a crowd. The festival celebrates all Indonesian wildlife, including its unique animals. Being Kew, they'll be constructed from plants and natural materials by super florist Henk.
What animal is it?
It's going to be a proboscis monkey.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's got a giant nose.
Henk started as a volunteer and now he's been coming for 9 years. To make the volcano and all the other displays, Kew has to import 6,000 extra orchids. A week later, I'm back with the festival manager Scott to help with the latest delivery of plants from Holland.
3,600 plants today.
We have to wheel them to their new home.
Quite a hike, this really, isn't it?
Not a glasshouse, but a holding area where experts check that no new bugs and diseases are being imported into Kew's precious collections. As well as in-house experts, the festival depends on an army of volunteers.
What the volunteers mainly do is prepare the orchids and the flowers.
That means fitting them with hooks and wrapping them with moss to hide the pots.
This is quite fiddly though, isn't it?
It's very fiddly.
Yeah.
The Orchid Festival inspired me to start making my own orchid displays. I have now won 2 gold medals for the Orchid Society of Great Britain.
As fast as the volunteers can prepare them, orchids are mounted in displays. More than 1,000 will go into the volcano alone. Meanwhile, Henk is into his next challenge, an Indonesian orangutan made from palm tree bark.
That is really cool.
At last, this is it. The Kew Orchid Festival is ready to open to the public.
So let's go and see what they've done.
There are orchid arches, pillars and a Balinese gateway. The colours are amazing. And if you're an orchid nut like me, it's almost overwhelming. Well played, Kew.
Wow, Scott, you've done it.
Looks good, doesn't it?
What is your favourite thing?
So I think my favourite part was the volcano. Just the amount of time to build it, the amount of plants that have gone onto it.
Sure.
All of those things come together, and I think the end result is also fantastic.
It is amazing.
This tunnel's made of carnivorous plants. They look pretty, but if an insect falls in, it's lunch. Indonesian animal sculptures inhabit every corner. Among the colourful orchids, it's not hard to spot Henk.
So what's your favourite bit?
My favourite is, well, it's got to be...
had to be, didn't it?
Orangutans. I mean, they make people smile.
They do.
It's nice to get a bit of attention for the orangutans, the endangered species. That's sort of part of the messages. I like that it's sort of out there.
It's been a month in the building. There's thousands of plants.
And it's been an incredible experience.